Hi everybody, Levi Clay here, and if the title didn't give this video away, yes, I am celebrating having a new guitar. I mean, I've had it for a little while now, but I've been rebuilding my studio, still working on a few things, so now's really been the first time I've been able to really sit down and get some video footage of it. It's come back from my tech, and I'm pretty happy with it, as the title would suggest. I have wanted one of these guitars for 17 years. Ever since way back in the day when I heard, or saw, I should say, Brent Mason playing one of these particular models on his old Hot Licks instructional video, which I reviewed many years ago. But yeah, beautiful guitar. He pulled out the Howard Roberts, as he called it, the Jazz Guitar Box, which he used on the Western Swing section of that DVD. And that was a hugely influential learning experience for me. So I've always visualized this guitar as being something that is particularly cool and something that I wanted to get my hands on. So I picked this up from my friend Alex over at vibracaster.com. He put one up for sale. The price was good, so I just kind of jumped on it. And for those of you that are familiar with my channel, have watched my channel for a long time, you're probably thinking, hang on a minute, Levi, don't you already have one of those guitars? And, well, yes. I guess I have two now. I have for many years played a black Gibson Howard Roberts, but now I have a second one in the colour that I actually wanted, which is the tobacco burst. This one is a little bit older, and it actually has a break on the back of the headstock, so this one's been repaired, whereas my new one is in fabulous condition. So what can I say about this particular model of guitar? Well, if the name didn't give it away, it's the signature model of the guitar player Howard Roberts. Now, many of you are probably unfamiliar with Howard because Howard wasn't really a big name on the guitar scene, certainly the guitar scene that watches my channel. But in terms of his pedigree as a jazz musician and more importantly as an educator, there are very few that match up to Howard's level of notoriety. He was instrumental in the early days of the Guitar Institute, which of course we would think of being one of the modern forms of contemporary music education for our instrument, or guitar education I should say. And because of that, his name is cemented up there with guys like, you know, Don Mock or Les Wise in terms of influence on education. Fabulous player, jazz player more so than anything, but he did release the Howard Roberts Fusion model. Now, the idea behind the Howard Roberts Fusion is that it's supposed to be able to be played with a lot more drive than your traditional archtop guitars would, because it's more of a semi-hollow design in the sense that it has a block of wood running down the middle, much like you see on a 335. And it's a fair bit thinner than you would see on something like a ES175, which are, you know, wonderful sounding guitars, but they're really, really bulky. And I'm not crazy on those big, bulky guitars. So, yeah, the Howard Roberts is just one for me. And when you look at images of it, the first thing that jumps out to me is, well, there's two very noticeable things. One is the finger tail piece on it. These are little fine tuners that you can use to tune your strings, or to fine tune your strings, I should say. It's a nice little ornamental feature on the instrument, but the cutaway on this guitar is tremendously large. Like, there is no way this is ever getting in your way. This is a guitar which was definitely trying to push a few boundaries and be a little bit ahead of its time in terms of performance functionality. So I think it's an incredibly cool guitar. I'm going to cut over to some footage of me playing it now so you can get a feel for some of the sounds, what it can do. I'm not going to really speak through it. You know, you're going to see me play the bridge pickup. I'm going to play the the combination of the pickups. I want to play the neck pickup a little bit and let you hear what it sounds like. I'm just running through a Fender Deluxe reverb sound, and I've put a splash of EQ on it in post, just to maybe fatten up the low end a little bit. But hopefully you dig it. I'm just going to be playing clean on this. And one last thing I should say is these are the guitars that I am drawn to as a collector, not just the Fusion, but things that look a little bit more jazz. And the Howard Roberts in particular, as I mentioned, because it's a fair bit thinner than you would see on a 175, it's definitely the sort of guitar that I'm happy to gig with, and it is absolutely great for that sort of thing. I'm also, if anyone out there has one, I have my eyes on a Gibson ES 446. So if any of you are familiar with that model, again, it's got that hollow body look, but it's much more in line with a kind of Les Paul thickness. Very, very cool guitar. I'm looking for one of those in black. I think that's a very, very cool instrument that I would absolutely love to get my hands on. So any questions about this guitar? Are there any guitars that you have been dreaming about getting your hands on for as long as I've waited to find one of these at a reasonable price? Let me know in that comment section below. And yeah, let me know what you think of the guitar. You like the sound? You like the look? Any questions? I am here to answer them. Much love, and I will see you for another video when I finish up the studio and get this mic out of the shot very soon. Laters.